is this new power couple, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
You're so happy. So Meghan is in the firing line again. She's made yet another dig at the royal family after she claimed she couldn't be as vocal when in the UK. She said, I couldn't be authentic. No, Sherlock. Anyway, this is the Bloomberg interview. This is a clip. Pin back your lug-holes, peeps. You'll love this. This is Meghan Sparkle on Talk.
Is there an inherent tension in trying to be relatable while also being a duchess?
No. No, I don't find I'm just being myself. So I think probably it was different several years ago where I couldn't be as vocal and I had to wear nude pantyhose all the time. Let's be honest, that was not very myself. I hadn't seen pantyhose since movies in the 80s when they came in the little egg. That felt a little bit inauthentic, but that's a silly example. But it is an example of when you're able to dress the way you want to dress and you're able to say the things that are true and you're able to show up in the space really organically and authentically. That's being comfortable in your
Sorry. Now, Kins, you know I love you, so just bear with me on this. Relatable and a duchess. I thought she didn't want anything to do with the royal family. I don't think you should be a friggin' duchess. Pantyhose. What's that? Sorry? What is pantyhose?
But they're tights. But let me just say, this is a Bloomberg. This is supposed to be a business interview. Talk to me about why you don't have enough inventory. Talk to me about, will we ever be able to find your product in supermarkets? I don't want to hear about the Duchess drama. I mean, Meghan is still moaning about not having a voice or being able to speak. The reality is the royal family gave Meghan the platform she has today. She would not have the opportunity she has in 2025.
You know what? I'm tired of hearing this tired old phrase. Meghan Markle takes another dig at the royal family. No, let's call it what it is. A woman finally telling her truth without filters, without royal shackles, and without the fear of being branded a villain for daring to speak. Because when Meghan says she couldn't be as vocal in the UK, that's not a swipe. That's a fact. And the fact that so many still call this a dig tells us more about the media's obsession with Meghan than it does about Meghan herself. Let's break this down. To understand the Duchess's journey, we must appreciate the world she entered, the royal family, an institution built on centuries-old codes. For an outsider, especially one used to autonomy, it's a world where every gesture is scrutinized and personal expression is often suppressed. Authenticity becomes performance, not feeling. Imagine being driven and articulate, then asked to be seen but not heard. The challenge isn't with the people, but with the system's rigidity. Meghan's experience was one of dissonance. A modern woman in a traditional world. Her reflections aren't betrayals, but honest accounts of friction between individuality and tradition. Her story isn't a condemnation, but a testament to the difficulty of thriving in an environment that demands erasure of self. Sometimes, a flower simply can't bloom in the wrong soil. Meghan Markle didn't find her voice after leaving royalty, she brought it with her. Long before she was a duchess, she was an advocate, a humanitarian, and a campaigner for justice. Her drive to speak out is woven into her identity. Expecting her to silence that upon marriage was unrealistic. The hope was that she'd modernize the institution, but royal protocol and media scrutiny muted her voice. Now, we hear the re-emergence of the advocate she's always been, reclaiming her identity, not attacking her past. She's not inventing a new persona, but returning to her true self, shaped by all she's experienced. Speaking one's truth after a long period of silence isn't an act of aggression, it's a profound liberation, a release of the soul. Much like a bird finally leaving its gilded cage, Meghan's words are a celebration of newfound freedom, not an attack on her past or those who were part of it. Her new ventures, whether they be creative projects or engaging discussions, allow her to connect authentically, exploring topics that truly matter to her heart and soul. This isn't a rejection of her previous duties, but rather a new kind of service, one that is deeply rooted in genuine human connection and empathy. Unfurling her story is a deeply personal journey, one that is both healing and empowering, allowing her to reclaim her narrative. Correcting the record is not just about setting things straight. It's a way to reclaim her life, to assert that her experiences and feelings truly matter. This isn't about settling old scores, but about integrating all the chapters of her life into a cohesive, meaningful story. Showing vulnerability in public is an act of courage, creating a space for others to feel seen and understood, fostering a sense of community. By sharing her struggles, Meghan touches on universal themes of identity, belonging, and the quest for self-acceptance. This is not an attack, it's an open conversation, an invitation for dialogue and understanding. Her story resonates with anyone who's ever had to break free to find their own truth, to live authentically. Sometimes the bravest act is to simply speak, to share one's truth with the world, despite the risks and challenges. At the heart of Meghan's journey is a motivation any parent understands, wanting a better future for her children. Her hopes for Archie and Lilibet are for freedom and authenticity, not titles. Stepping back from royal duties was a protective move, seeking normalcy away from relentless scrutiny. She wants her children to enjoy simple joys, free from the burdens of public expectation. Seeking privacy for her children isn't contradiction, it's a parent's instinct. Meghan isn't seeking anonymity for herself, but a real childhood for her kids. Ultimately, her actions are about breaking cycles and prioritizing emotional health. When women speak out against powerful institutions, backlash is swift. Meghan has been cast as a villain in a story that's far more complex. History repeats. Outspoken women are labelled difficult or malicious. The media crafts a simple narrative, ignoring her identity as an advocate and the pressures she faced. Strong women who control their stories threaten established power. Race amplified the scrutiny Meghan faced, with criticism often tinged by bias. Her refusal to be silent is seen as aggression, but silence would have brought criticism too. The narrative was pre-written, no path would have satisfied her critics. Her only real choice was to live with integrity and speak her truth. Sometimes speaking up is the only way to reclaim your story. Let's zoom out. This interview coincides with season 2 of her show with Love Meghan. She's sharing her story, even showing footage of herself 9 months pregnant. That's vulnerability. That's relatability. That's giving the world authenticity in an industry built on image. And let me tell you, if Meghan didn't speak, they'd still twist her silence into something sinister. So why not speak? Why not be bold? Why not own the truth? Because at the end of the day, this isn't about digs or swipes. It's about a woman who refused to be muted. So no, Kinsey, no, tabloids. This isn't Meghan firing shots. This is Meghan setting the record straight. This is Meghan saying, I won't live inauthentically for anyone. And if truth sounds like shade, that says more about the people hearing it than it does about Meghan Markle. Because sometimes telling the truth is the bravest, most radical act of all.